What's up, guys? Hope you're having an awesome day. So the big upgrade that the Tacoma is getting, or big addition, is a rooftop tent. Picked this thing up from Tuff Stuff. This is the Alpha 2. Super excited to get this thing mounted and try it out. But now that we got the tent, I need to start making a bracket or a rack system to hold the tent. They have a bunch of different racks out there on the market, but they don't really fit what I'm wanting to do or how I want it set up. So since I have the tools and the equipment to make one, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I picked up a bunch of material from the local metal yard and got some 1.5" by 1.5" angle iron, 1/8 inch, as well as some 2" by 1.5" square tubing with an 1/8 inch wall and a couple other random pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and keep moving forward with getting this metal cut up and to the lengths that I'm wanting to do. And then after that, I will set everything out and kind of show you guys what I'm wanting to do for the rack system and how it's going to work. All right, so the way that I'm planning on making this rack setup is going to be angle iron along the side here. This is the 1.5" by 1.5", 1/8 inch thickness. And then I will have square tubing that runs across both sides up front here and in the back. This is about the placement I'm going to have the bars as well as the tent. I wanted to leave enough room for these containers back here. And I'm going to do some cool stuff with those a little bit later. But that's what I'm going to have that goes across there. And then I will have some tubing that goes up from this up to the base of the tent. Another thing with this rack setup that I need to do is I need to make the tent so it tips up, because I need to be able to get into the box. I have stuff in there that we'll end up using, and I don't want to have it all blocked to where I cannot get into it. So that needs to be able to tip up, and what I'm going to do for that is I got these pieces that will go against the bottom of the tent. And then these two angle iron pieces will go somewhat like that. And when you tip it up, it'll come off there. And then when you tip it back down, it will sit on this angle iron and keep it centered so it doesn't wiggle back and forth. And for the back pivot points, I have some sleeves here that I made with a shoulder bolt and then a couple tabs. And I will weld this plate to that round stock there. And then that's where the tent will tip. And then these will just be the tabs that I weld to the crossbars. All right, so change of plan with the brackets here. Instead of using this angle iron like that, I made a couple pieces on the mill. They're just blocks here in a V shape, so they'll just come together and sit like that. And then I will weld this one on the bracket that attaches to the rooftop tent itself. And then these will go to the upright pieces on the frame that holds the rooftop tent up. So I got those kind of mocked up here. Now that I got these brackets tacked together, just like so, I'm going to start working on the back ones here for the pivot. I need to get this round stock tacked onto this, so I'll probably set it up like that with the magnets here, square that up and tack it into place, and then we will most likely finish weld these out since there's nothing else that needs to be done to them. Like that. I'm going to put that there like that. And then we take this here. And we take this here. We undo this here. Turn, 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 turn. And then we pull this out. Set them aside. Set this right there. And then we go here. Mark this about halfway point, about 2.5. Make sure to get yourself a sharpener that doesn't write very well. And then we take this here, we kind of eyeball that to the best of our abilities. And once that's eyeballed, We take this doggone electric welder, this electric glue, and we stick it together. There we go. There we did. We done did. We done glued this thing together with electricity. Now we're gonna flip this thing. I'll put this right there. We take our fancy dancy clamp. Alright, so I'm making more progress on these brackets here. I've got these back pivot ones tacked into place. I will finish weld those out later. And then now I'm working on the front ones that will locate it. So I have my V-block there tacked onto the plate that goes to the bottom of the rooftop tent. And then these will go to the frame. They'll sit in there just like that. And then I got some square tubing pieces cut here. So I'm going to tack those into place. And then these will get welded to the main frame later. But that's kind of how I got it set up right now. A bunch of magnets in place, got it all squared up, and my height set where I needed. Now I'm gonna go ahead and tack it and move on to the next one. Alright, so we got these two pieces knocked out. These are for the front to locate the tent and hold that centered where it needs to be. Now that those are done, moving on to the back pivot points here. We've got this block that I cut here, and then the tabs that will slide over that, get welded onto it, and then these pivot pieces that go onto the tent itself. So what I'm going to do is pull these tabs back off and cut the corners off all the way around, and then it'll give me a little bit more area for weld down here, make it a little bit stronger. Once those are cut, I will start tacking this all together. Now that I have these tabs, the corners here cut and rounded off, I've got this mocked into place just like that with some square tubing cut right here. Those are cut to length, that way they match the front side so the tent will sit level. I'm going to go ahead and tack this into place and then do the other bracket. Bit of an aggressive tack. We'll take it, folks. We'll take it. Alright, so it's been a few hours now. Been working on these brackets, getting them all tacked together. So far, I like what I have. This is for the front. This will mount to the rooftop tent, and then this will go on the frame itself. The rooftop tent will come down and center on the V-blocks here. And then on the back here, you have this piece that will be welded to the main frame, and then this upper piece gets bolted to the rooftop tent. And that will be the back pivot point for it. I've got both sets or both sides tacked together, so now all that is left is to finish weld it together, and then we can set the tent up there and tack those in place on the frame, and then pretty much just start finish welding the rest of it and see what else I want to add to it. There is a couple things I want to do, so we'll kind of go from there once it's all together. But that is going to wrap up this video. I'm going to make this a two-part series since there's a bunch to do still. So other than that, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.